Hello everybody, this is me, Martuz, 707. It's a Wednesday, February. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry, I don't know exactly. Actually, I know what date this is. Oh, check my eyes. I had to open my phone to what the actual date this is. My bad, y'all. Oh, yeah, the title called Respect Your Elders. Oh, I'm on the phone. Oh, it's the 22nd. Oops, my bad. Yeah, February 22nd on Wednesday, 2023. Decided to make an original video on my mind called Respect the Elders, right? Which is funny. It is about.
Hello, Moto.
That's my secondary phone. But anyways, on the contrary though, it's raining outside. Raindrops. And all, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Anyway, for today's episode, excuse me. Well, I am broadcast, and that is, why do we always have to respect our elders? You know what I'm saying? There's something I was forced to acknowledge growing up, but never question. Why do we respect those older than us? We ain't talking like, you know, old people and all. Let's just get out the way. Let's get the ages out the way. Yeah, old people. Let's not be around the bush. But unfortunately, due to YouTube policies and censorship, I can't go too deep. But what I can say, why do these older people, why do old people have, like, this almost a hierarchy, supremacy against young people? All because we're older than you, we work harder than you, you know, like the boomers generation. Exactly what I grew up on, the boomers generation. So you could tell my tone and my talk, that's where I brought up. Of course, I was brought up with two parents. It was a lower to middle class household growing up. All around me was, you know, my dad, my pastor, uncles and all that. I was, you know, my mother very religious. My dad, he didn't really care for religion too much at all. You can tell my tone too. Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, like, and that's the main thing I was thinking, like, why should I respect you because your age or your experience? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of funny looking back in my life that I was very around both good fathers and, well, bad environments too. You know what I'm saying? Mixture of both. I had my parents, may they rest in peace. But mostly as the only child growing up, all I do is just stay to myself, play video games and play with the neighborhood kids. Sometimes I get into fights. This is a real hard life. It's like back in, you know what I'm saying, back in the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff like that. You know how kids get in trouble and all that. Well, you know, you come back home before dark time and all that. Go to the store, corner stores and stuff. Yeah. Now going back to the old neighborhoods areas, look like a straight up like dump all of a sudden. I'm ashamed what that neighborhood become now. That's something else like my childhood, but now it's like I don't even recognize it no more. My dad and I left like almost 20 years ago. In 2006, you know. Yeah, but anyways, what's important is old people got a grudge against the youth. You know, so the years passing. I mean, we all got to face aging and morality and all that. Myself included, but the difference is, like, no one didn't beat down on the youth, like the old people and all that. Oh yeah, I work hard for 20, 30 years to take care of you. I work hard at my pensions and all that. Like, I always notice it's always the old people that talk down on young people, you know what I'm saying? I'm 33 years old, you know, but you gotta remember this, when I had this influences upon me too, you know. Especially all who was around was literally, you know, questionable old heads. You know, wise old heads, but also crazy out, like Looney Tunes kind of, lunatic kind of, yeah. Old people, you know what I'm saying? Older people, old people, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying for what it is. It is ageism. It is for what it is. I feel like, well, a lot of them did with the best they could, but a lot of them didn't really prepare for the future either, you know what I'm saying? No one didn't teach me about, you know, savings, you know, how to save money, you know, how to, you know, I was thankful I learned to be a man. My dad teach me how to fish and all that. My dad, you know, told me not to take crap from anybody, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I figure I got a lot of my attitude from my dad, not to put with nobody, no matter who they are, you know what I'm saying? Don't care what their status, what their title, who they are, because I go against everybody the same, you know, equally. One person, which is LGBT, that's what he refers himself to, basically was saying that you're an equal opportunity hater. You show everybody the same prejudice, the same justice against, you know, the right and the wrong. I said, of course, you know. But I was going off a little bit. Anyways, what makes me compelled to make this video? Why you feel this way? Because, you know, you gotta realize this is a whole new generation era of people. Ain't like, you know, back in the days. Well, I understand to a degree. I, you know, come from my family and all that. Their family was very strong. They had like mid-sized and big families back in the, let's say, 1950s. From the 19s, let's say 70s. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, family was very vital back in then, especially with a black family and all that. Family households actually mean something, you know what I'm saying, back then, you know. Nowadays, what's the last time you see any structure or, you know, nuclear family structure nowadays, you know? And I know I'm going a little top because I'm just woke up. As it rains, I feel like it's a great, perfect backdrop. As it rains, turn to snow all day. Drinking some water. Let all this flow out, you know? Or you just blaming old people and all that. Well, these old people, you wouldn't exist. True that, but guess what? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I'm not just sounding like I'm hating on people. That's not my style. It's just a fault sometimes, you know. There've been some good, you know, elders. I'm not trying to sound like I'm, you know, taking a dump on anybody. But a lot of them, let's face reality, fail these kids, you know, fail our grandkids. You know, and it goes back to what I was saying about save yourself, black men, about how, you know, a lot of kids are getting thrown to daycare. Because, you know what I'm saying, kids are very expensive and all that. And I know the kids might feel angry, abandoned. You know what I'm saying? Especially a kid by itself. That's kind of lonesome. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of dangerous. You know, especially only child sometimes, you know. Like myself, had nobody really relate to, you know. Ooh. Got my bad kink on my neck. Excuse me. Grabbing my water. Yes. I don't know, it's just a surgery. All of a sudden, my throat been hurt. Off and on. I'm taking a sore throat. Okay. It's hard to even speak, let alone. You know what I'm saying? Last week, unfortunately, before I had a nasty fallout, I recorded something on No Joke and all that. Basically, want to tell young people that you ain't got to take crap from nobody. You know, actually, ironically, 20 years ago around this time, it was a little after my mom passed. I remember my dad got me introduced to Tupac Shakur and all that, which is pretty funny that he loved 90 by Nature. And it was a weird coincidence that he just found out, here's a Tupac CD for Christmas. I wish I knew what happened to that CD, but I figured no, it was probably lost forever. But anyways, I want to say, Wild old heads wouldn't be here, but some could take this any way you want it. You know, I feel like sometimes it's supposed to be because they're older, you're supposed to think they're supposed to, you know, get wise with age, but no. Sometimes, you know, you see the modern day old people, they just get ignorant with age, you know. It's really sad. You know, we all age, you know what I'm saying? We all have to face our morality. We all have to face gray hair, losing hair, you know what I'm saying? Lose our edge sometimes. Sometimes lose ourselves, you know. And it's baffling sometimes. What do I see of the youth of today being 33 years old, and especially in America, current climate changes and all that, current cultures and all that, there's no hope. And let me just get the negatives out of the way. There's no hope for today's young youth for today in America. I mean, I could go dark, but let's keep it simple, you know. Look at the broken homes in the family. Look at the music and the entertainment, as well as the culture. It's just straight up, you know, it's sad, like, it just degrade and turn complete, you know, embarrassment, basically. I mean, this is what affect, you know, from the previous generation, you know. And sad to say that I didn't have the best education growing up. You know, being in special education classes kind of like, plus at the time, too, my mother had passed when I was very young in my youth. She passed like 20 years ago, April 13, 2003. I was like, you know, 13. I imagine 20 years without my mother and anything, you know. And I guess you could say that part of the episodes that really relate to that too is like, you know, losing yourself, basically. I was very thankful for my dad that kept me together and all that. I would have been not here a long time ago. To share a story and all that, man, both my parents, rest in peace. You know, I guess I grew up with a time that, you know, family has some significance. Nowadays, after family pass, more family members pass, it's like, you know, we don't stay together no more, you know. I guess you could tell, kind of picture being my life, kind of like the, kind of like, definitely not like the Jeffersons or Bill Cosby or anything. No, but, you know, they grew up, you know, my parents, my dad especially was a union worker before he had his injury, way before I was born. Then he lost his daughter in a house fire, which he always shared me that story growing up, and it actually makes me sad. I never got to know my own sister or anything. You know, I think a lot of this comes from a lot of envy, jealousness, of course. You know, people have brothers and sisters. I always have people that couldn't go to over families. When I go over family on my mother's side, which is nothing straight up, you know, trauma. And everybody else way off topic, but I would say that I feel like a lot of the old people before us let us down. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they just got limited experience themselves, you know what I'm saying? They have to deal with their work, but it ain't like nowadays. You know, we got technology to keep us up before, keep us up to date. Everything back in, you know, 1960s and let's say mid 80s or so, before I was born. You know, of course, family were the bond like glue. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, a broken household, teen pregnancy, you know what I'm saying, drug and gang violence going on. It's just epidemics going on. Speaking of epidemics. Yeah, I've been shaking and fighting this cold like for a while. Even though I got my flu vaccination and stuff, but also got the, you know, 19 vaccination too, twice. But anyways, you gotta value your health somewhere. I guess I want to say the message to you before I close this video. You know your worth, you know what I'm saying? Don't let psychology, don't let those around you, even closer to you, devalue, demean you, you know, degrade you, the son you're not, you know what I'm saying? Recognize your inner greatness, you know. Please always believe in self, value yourself, you know. It's very sickening and sad sometimes that it's those people that we look up to realize just like the Wizard of Oz, at like the end of the movie, those who watch Wizard of Oz, when they open up behind closed doors, you thought it supposed to be some strong kind of monster, you know, some type of, the devil and all that, but turn out just a wimp behind the sheets, you know, behind the covers and all that. It's just kind of funny. And that's exactly how I kind of look at it too. So I thought y'all was all this strong, independent stuff, but now, as aging starting to catch up, now they trying to practice all this preaching, love, and forgiveness crap. I said, no. Keep, like the kids say nowadays, keep that same energy, you know what I'm saying? And I got inspired by the, by this generation to a degree, you know what I'm saying? Don't take crap from nobody. You know, take my fair shares. I remember young people telling me about this, but I'm not even a good example, brother, because I got into I better be careful. I ain't trying to actually get myself serious trouble. I got into it so many times as a young person, too. I mean, I was just your age starting up, you know what I'm saying? Technology was just so slow, you know what I'm saying? But it was it was kind of tragic because, I remember I lost my mother in 2003, but I got into, like, computer, like, working on videos. What Windows Movie Maker in 2004. I had a computer in 2004, but I didn't start working until like 2006 or 7. So, yeah, so I didn't have really no experience growing up. I just learned as I go. Nobody didn't show me how to go about things. And that's the thing, like, that's why I kind of got into it. Unfortunately, the producers too. Not because of money, you figured out, I gotta get paid for this. But, make sure I had to take my craft seriously because we literally, also not just myself, also my partners, I say to everybody, hey man, if we paying, you gotta take this up seriously, but no one ever told me that I need, training, vocal training, preparation, you know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't show me it, but the brothers, you know what I'm saying? We formed my own band called Ohio Street Kings and all that, you know what I'm saying? And back in 2006, I'm telling you, was a songwriter, improviser in 2005, but then we started, like, learn how to, with a couple extra members, I think it was, we were just did like cam recorders and all that, like sound recorders and all that, just rap from there. But it was so goofy, corny, and cheesy back then. Yeah. It was just, trying to find a style, you know what I'm saying? And it was happy times, though. Sorry I'm going off a little bit, but now I'll go back to the old people. And besides just that, ouch. Oh, I had to crack my neck again. Got a bad kink in my neck. Excuse me. But then we start officially, unofficially recording behind the mic just to make sure I was comfortable, you know what I'm saying? It took almost since 2007. Then started officially recording in actual studio in 2008. So basically we had off and on years of our own, like 20 years of just recording music. Hopefully still got the files on that big giant computer, but anyway, I'm going off a little bit. Anyways, to keep this under 25 minutes, I suppose. Tell young kids that today, find your own, inspiration, find your dreams, stay out of the streets, you know what I'm saying? What kept me out of the streets was really just video games and recording music. That's all I could really think about, just recording music and writing songs, I look at it for great inspiration like Michael Jackson, Tupac. They always just keep writing before they, their untimely demises. You know what I'm saying? You always got to just keep writing, so keep recording. Music can be a great therapy. Actually, music is way better therapy than actually going to therapists, you know what I'm saying? And speaking now, there's always seem to be old people that seem to let me down. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I guess I was around all kinds of, men. I was living around savages, degenerates. So it takes a wild beast to know what a wild beast is like. it takes an animal to see what an animal is like. It takes a demon to see what a demon is like, you know what I'm saying? But also has some, some good morals as well. Some pick up whatever on the street, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta mind me. I understand how both, the conservative, more, private individuals to the radical to the edgy street stuff. So I always have a balance, But that's, I ain't have really like a semi-balance to a lot of things. Either one or the other. It's either 0 to 100. It's either all or nothing, this or that, you know what I'm saying? Black or white matter, not no gray matter, just straight up. And it's kind of hard to function like that sometimes. But anyway, back to saying old people let us down. We can't always be too harsh on on old people and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it is for what it is. They constantly let us down. And how are you supposed to progress? Like, look what's in politics. Look what's, especially in politics. It's all ran by old money and old people. Just saying for what it is.